Live Alive, or Live Alive, or Live a Live, or Live a Evil, I don't know. How you're supposed to say the name of the game, I'm not sure. I call it Live Alive. I don't know what the correct pronunciation is. I don't know anything about this game. I didn't know anything about this game going in. Lately I've been trying to go into games without looking at trailers. I used to love looking at trailers and all this other stuff and leading up and then getting everything spoiled for the game, which spoilers still don't bother me too much, but it's more fun to go in not knowing with a game, just learning everything about the game as you go through it. But I did know that it took place in different time periods and things like that. Today we're talking about the game in case you didn't know, couldn't tell from the title, couldn't tell from the thumbnail, couldn't tell from the intro, everything. We were talking about Live Alive, and yeah, I went into this game knowing that you could go to different time periods, or you were going to go to different time periods, but I wasn't sure what exactly that meant in the grand scheme of things in the game, or how that was going to play out and everything. And it turns out the game is like kind of like a Megaman RPG kind of thing. It's like a choose which chapter you want to play in whichever order you want to play, kind of like Mega Man. You get into Mega Man, original Mega Man, you have your different stages, theme stages, and then you go through each one making your way through the game. This is kind of how that works out as well. There are 7, I believe, initially. It's like distant future, near future, Wild West, Edo Japan, ancient China, all kinds of stuff. And I've done 3 chapters so far. This is not really a review, it's a first impressions, because I don't know what's going to happen down the line. I've looked into it, I'm still not even sure really what's going to happen, because when I first started playing the game, I booted it up, and I said, oh, okay, so we're picking our chapters. I don't know how all of this connects or anything, or how any of this works. I'm assuming it has to connect. I'm assuming there's going to be, like, the same characters in different settings, or whatever the case is, but I play the Wild West one first off, because I love me some cowboys. If you know me, if you've been watching me for a long time, you know I love me some cowboys. Red Dead 2, maybe my favorite game of all time. But I jumped into the Wild West section, and I beat it in an hour and a half. I was like, this was pretty cool. The gameplay was cool in the Wild West section. I loved the boss fight. The boss fight in the Wild West section was really awesome. The character designs look super cool, very nice. The look of the game is super nice. I love how the game looks. Music is fantastic, obviously. It's a Golden Age Square RPG remade. We didn't get it in the West, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, which I think I know why we didn't get in the West. But yeah, I played through it, hour and a half, and then credits rolled. And I've been playing this on Twitch. I'm going to continue playing it on Twitch tonight if you want to come hang out with me in the Twitch chat. But me in the Twitch chat, when the credits started rolling, we were all confused. We were all just like, wait, what? Main character? No, so I thought I was assuming it was gonna happen that this chapter ends, but then what does that mean? Okay, so the rest, I'm trying to like see what we got here. Is this gonna have credits? Is there gonna be a credit roll for this? Wow. And it just said chapter complete, and then it threw me back into the main menu to pick a next chapter, and that was it. I was just like, what? I was seriously taken. I was like, what's going on here? Apparently all of the chapters are loosely connected later. At first, the 7 chapters have pretty much, it seems, 0 connection. And then after you beat the initial 7 chapters, there's 2 additional chapters that kind of tie things together. Apparently, I don't know how they're going to do that. I guess we'll see when I get there. But I looked into it because I was absolutely blown away. I was like, don't tell me that I'm going to play through 7 separate chapters and then that's it, right? Thank God that is not it. But it's really weird. It's not really an RPG the way the game works. When I was playing the Cowboy chapter, there were only 3 battles and a lot of dialogue, a lot of story. Basically, you're playing little movies. Each chapter is like a little movie with very little gameplay. Aside from the Edo Japan one, which is the most recent one I played, that one had a lot of gameplay, a lot of gameplay, and it was the most RPG of any of the chapters I played so far. It had leveling up, it had a lot of equipment, stuff you could, different characters you could put different equipment on and things like that, and pick up items and things. It was very RPG-esque, that chapter was. But the Cowboy one, and I played the Distant Future. The Distant Future was completely just like a movie. It was just, there was only one actual real battle, and it was at the end, and it was the final boss of the chapter, and it took 3 hits, and that was it, done, and threw me back out. It took like 2 hours and 45 minutes. Really weird. It's like I said, most of the games so far that I played is not really an RPG. It's like RPG battle system, but you don't level up for the most part. You don't really have equipment or items you can use. You don't have, like, it's just really, you're just playing through these scenarios that are like movies, and they're super cliche, like really like ultra movie trope type of stuff, like I'm a badass cowboy and the bounty hunter's out to get me. Oh no, me and the bounty hunter gotta team up to take out these banditos and things like that. And then Oh no, rogue AI. There's rogue AI in the distant future. We have to take out this rogue AI. It's killing humans because it thinks we don't have our best interests at heart. Blah, blah. It's very, very cliche things that we've seen in all sorts of media throughout the years. Maybe when the game came out, it wasn't as cliche because it's like three decades ago. So we've had a lot more media to build on these cliches. The Edo Japan ones was obviously you were just a shinobi, a ninja, going through assassinating other ninjas. Also, you could play it stealthy, and I played it. I was murdered like 68 people. That one was really cool though. It had many battles and quite a few little mini boss battles, and the final battle was really cool. Like I said, the character designs are awesome, but I don't really know if I like this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can see why some people would like it. Like the chat really liked the distant future. A lot of people in my chat liked the distant future chapter, but I did not at all because it was just us walking around talking with what felt like no progression. It was just like, oh, we have to defeat this rogue AI by walking around and talking to everybody, and there was like a murder. There was like everyone's getting murdered. Now, oh no, what's happening? Who murdered them? It was the ship the whole time. It was just kind of like, okay, I get it, right? That's why I think it didn't come to America. I don't know how this played on Super Nintendo because the way it looks now obviously would not work on Super Nintendo. It looks really good. Obviously, it's dumbed down a lot. I would like to see what it looks like. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm curious as what it looks like. But if it does play the exact same as it does now, then I think maybe Square was like, I don't think the West is going to appreciate this. I don't think they're going to appreciate what we have here. And I certainly don't, and maybe I'm a pleb for that. I don't know. But it's not really an RPG. It's like booked as an RPG, it's billed as an RPG, but it's just you play through these stories with very little gameplay, a lot of talking, and there's no leveling up, no grinding, no upgrading equipment, barely any equipment in general so far. Like I said, I still have 4 chapters left, plus the additional chapters, so maybe it'll get more RPG-y, and I'm jumping the gun here, but from what I played so far, it's just it's a very weird game. It's not like anything I've ever played. It's very different, so that's cool if you're into that, want to play something wild, wacky, and different, but it seems like a pretty short game. I believe it's less than 20 hours. I mean, I'm already like almost halfway through the initial chapters, and I only have a few hours in. So I guess we'll see. Like I said, playing it live on Twitch tonight. Gonna finish this game up this week, hopefully in anticipation for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, so we can just focus on that for a few days. So join me on Twitch if you want to hang out and watch me play this weird game, and we have a lot of fun in chat, so I hope to see you there. Shoutouts to the Beanie Boys. I love my boys. If you're a Beanie Boy, I love you. And if you want to become a Beanie Boy, you can hit the join button down below. $1 a month, not even $1, 99 cents a month, not even $12 a year. Helps me out a lot. Support the channel, support me. Really appreciate you. Love you so much. But if you want to support just by liking, commenting, subscribing, any of that, love it so much. Even if you want to dislike and unsubscribe and leave a comment calling me stinky, whatever you want to do, as long as you're here for at least a moment, I appreciate you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.